Yo, good day. Today I am coming at you with I don't know, I wanted to relay a crazy story to you that you could take or leave it. It sounds as nuts as it is. Does not sound believable, but yet I speak true every word of it. As the Lord lives, may God strike me dead before I even finish taping this, if I should even lie slightly. Because number one, I do not need to. Number two is you do not do that. Or it's moot if you make stuff up. You understand it? But I already sort of mentioned it once or twice, and I don't know. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I'm gonna tell you when, and it's just sort of a quick crazy story. It involves two different occasions earlier this year, and other than I'm just gonna relay the stories, and I still don't know what to make of them. But I don't know, going with sometimes there's crazy stuff that happens in my life. And I contend other people know there's ghosts. I don't know, I can't, the bed shakes sometimes or this or that, a little poltergeist. But there is also other stuff about it. Not just, not just ghost stuff. I say there's the Most High and the Son of the Most High, right? Angel of God. I go on and on about it. So on this occasion, things just get crazier and crazier. Occasionally crazy things happen to me, like crazy things. I relayed one, but then again, this year in March, but it was actually February, it was late February. I was sitting right here at night, just in this backyard here. And up there in the sky, it's nighttime. And then boom, it's like a big hole of daylight in the middle of the sky for a prolonged 10, 15, 20 second period of time, because in the middle of it, there is a mighty person talking to me. You understand? Well, I actually, whatever, on a different occasion, I've never encountered this person like that. No, this was the whole entire sky lit up and turned from night to day for about 10 to 15 seconds. And that person spoke plain English to me and addressed me directly. And I'm not that there's many people that I can see around at any time, but no, there was no one else really around. But the sky lit up like a huge hole of daylight, and in the middle, it's just crazy. But then right along with it is like a huge, a awful sensation. It's way too a tractor beam of just an unpleasant. He's too mighty, and you can't really tolerate it. But yet he was way up in the sky. He was up there, and he was talking to me. And he just stopped by real quick to check in and make sure I was all right. Really, that is exactly what happened. Because boom, there's light, and I see someone calling my name right up there. And he says, "Tib, are you all right?" And I said, "Yes." And he just said, "Hang in there. I got to be right back. I have to take care of many things, but a couple of days. I'm going to come right back. But are you right? You sure you're right?" Like that. His only concern. And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "All right, hang in there. I'll be back in a few days." I said, "Yes, no problem. I'll just be here." And he said, "Yes, just do that." And he booked. And as soon as he went the other way, and it was bizarre because I could see him very clearly, but the whole sky was light for about, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, however long the interaction went on for. And what was strange was as soon as it was gone, it was like nothing happened. It was really kind of just quiet and eerie, that it was just back to normal right away after something crazy like that. But not to be outdone, I guess he shows up. I can tell you exactly when the second day was. It was a Monday night. It was March 3rd of this year. And I'm just sitting there sometime, again, it must be between 7:30 and 11:30 at night, sometime at night once it's dark out. I don't quite recall when. Boom, same thing happens. Sky lights up. There's this horrible sensation of mightiness. I don't know how long it would have lit up for. That time around was the exact same type of the whole sky lit up. Probably what seemed to me about maybe 2 to 4 seconds before thump. Now he's down on the ground right behind me, right here, standing right here. Whew, like that. And before I even understand what's going on, he said something, some kind of greeting, like, hey, I'm back, or something like that. And I sensed light was literally wrapping around me from the top and from the sides. I had turned this way because he was saying, hey, I'm back, and that was going on. And then I look down and my feet are getting hot, and I look and they're on fire. There are flames. My feet and my sandals, both feet, are fully engulfed in fire. And within like a half second, all I could process was like just how much it hurt. Like it went, as soon as I saw it, within a split second, now they're like burning. And within a second of that, all I could muster was like my feet are on fire or something. And before I even got the words out of my mouth, he already knew that. And he said, it's all right, I got it. And I saw as he went down with both hands and one hand on each foot, quenched the fire and put it out in such a way that it smoked for a second. And then not only was the fire out, but he was gone. Because as he was going down to put out there, he disappeared. But it fixed my feet in such a way that I did not have a shred of pain, where I know from way more other like minor instances where you accidentally burn your thumb with your lighter for a split second. You have to run it underwater. It hurts. This was all charred and completely I should have not been able to walk for a while. But yet there was no pain and everything was like crusted over. It wasn't like a fresh, I don't know, it was weird. It was black and whatever. I walked around in my sandals for the next few days. So, I mean, like, a couple people even commented on my foot and seemed to like break out. They seemed to know that something weird happened to my feet and think it was cool. And I don't know about it, but they did go out of there. There was something crazy. But what I'm saying is you could check. I speak true. Number one, I walked around. I mean, no matter what, I had burned feet for a couple of days. I was walking around, but like I did not make a deal of it. I did not mention anything to anyone. In fact, I said don't. So I didn't tape it. I didn't make a deal out of it. But twice. And you can go, and you could, I suppose, I mean, in my mind, not only would that have showed up on like a radar or something or screwed everything up because there was some crazy like force about it, on top of like it lit up the sky twice. One for a prolonged period of, night from the satellites, like you can see lightning light up for a split second. Would have been like that, but crazier, and for a prolonged period of, especially the first time, which was back. My best reckoning was about 10 days prior, sometime between 7 and 10 days before the 3rd of March in late February, sometime around the 21st, give or take a few days of February, I think. But I couldn't really recall. But it's just, I would beg, and you can check it. Look, if you see crazy light at that point in time, and some of them like on March 3rd for at least like a 3-second, like doop, and then the same thing, but, for longer, about 10 days prior to that, that's exactly what that was. And he spoke to me directly and by name. And all he cared about was just making sure to hang in there. And just assured me to hang in there. And he'd be back. And then he even showed back up and lit my feet on fire. And then he left. And I had charred feet. So I know, like the first time it was crazy, but I was left like, was it a vision? No, I'm talking to someone. I can hear him. But for certain, you left me a nice little analog present in the form of like, my feet should hurt, but they don't. But other than that, I can't really, I was left dumbfounded by the whole thing. And then at one point, despair led me to, okay, now you have to write a poem about it. And you can't say anything about it, but you get to write a poem. So that's why I wrote that March 25, but you read it, really, it's just a not very good poem, but it is gonzo journalism reporting, I assure you, that's what happened. And I don't know what to make of it, because I already have encountered weird things and have strong like faith, but also like, oh no, it is like, that's not really great when that, if you read the scriptures, I don't know, I don't think I'm cool because of that, but I assure you that happened. People seem to know about it at the time, actually, so I'm not trying to, I'm saying you should check it. Go check it. But anyway, that's exactly that story. You shouldn't take anyone, I get it's a crazy story. I wouldn't necessarily believe it either if I were you, but yeah, I definitely speak true. And there for certain would be, I guess, I walked around 7-Eleven or whatever the heck else with my burned feet. on the 4th and the 5th of March. That 5th is when I went on that trip. 5th is when I would have been in the Taco Bell. At 7 o'clock, when I thought this place was open till like 2 a.m. or later, and by your own signs reckoning. But I digress. I guess they ran out of food. But that's a different story. That from 2 days later. But it was right prior to that. That's exactly when he showed back up, and it was quick. And it was nuts, and not something you forget when you're like, especially like even the fact that my feet were in so much pain, because I will not forget how much pain. Not one, but two extremities completely on fire for a bunch of seconds. And then they went out. But then what is also crazy is like, I know my feet definitely should hurt. Like I should not be able to walk for like certain right now. But yeah, I'm fine. It's like a dull, not even 1 out of 10 pain if I push on it. Other than that, nothing after that. It was crazy. But yet they were burned and nasty for a couple days. But anyway, that is literally what happened. I speak true about it. I would definitely ace a lie detector test, and then you would have to say, he just crazy. But you just think that. Maybe it would at least be that, but I guarantee you it is not that, and that's not the only thing. No. Not by a long shot. Hey, don't eat food prepared for idols, and then do the Nicolation crap, and now, like, if you know, then you know, and you're Satan cool, right? Don't do that, on a side note. But anyway, I'm just telling you, that person seemed very busy and wanted specifically just to take whatever they were doing. They even said, I gotta handle other things, but I'll be back in a few days and just hang in there. He was doing something mighty, actually. I'm just nuts. But these people were worried about what? An asteroid far off that might be like, aliens trying to, you got way bigger problems than that. You got firmament problems and you know it, and you clap your hands, and you shouldn't relegate things to like X-Files anyway, please do check. I speak true. Okay? As the Lord lives. We're supposed to let our yes be yes and our no be no, and that is just a completely nuts story. It does not in any way sound plausible or believable, and yet that is exactly what happened. And it just happened 5 months ago, like another third. Anyway, have a good day. God bless. And I don't know, a lot of things are a mess, but maybe that'll encourage you. And check it out for yourself. Because I assure you the sky lit up for like a long, it went from night to day, and like a large chunk of the sky right there, while the rest was night. And there he is in the middle of it. And that's exactly what happened. All right? Have a good day.